Welcome to another episode of On the Road WHCA, and today we travel to the Whitman VFW Post 697 to the John J. Burnett Pavilion. This is the home for the Whitman Area Toy Drive, where folks can drop off their toys. Today we're going to speak with Donnie Westhaver, as this is a special edition of On the Road, your holiday edition. We're going to learn about the area toy drive in just a few moments. Don't go anywhere. And as promised, we are inside the John J. Burnett Pavilion, and this is where all of the work is being done by Mr. Westhaver and many who were involved with this year's 13th annual Whitman Area Toy Drive. How's it going? Nice to see you, my friend.
Yeah, nice being seen.
Talk to me a little bit. First and foremost, talk to us about the origin of this very special toy drive.
All right, 13 years ago, we started with the Toys for Tots program through the Marine Corps. We learned back then that the Toys for Tots program did not take care of children in the immediate community. Second year we changed it to the Whitman Area Toy Drive, where we take care of Whitman, Abington, Rockland, East Bridgewater, Hanson, basically the tri-town areas, families. And it started off with a couple of tables, a couple of dollars, in order to supply the tables with more toys, to 10 tables. Here we are in our 13th year with about 50 tables full of all kinds of goods, from infants right on up to 14, 15, 16-year-olds.
I have to ask you, what motivates you every year, and you and the volunteers, because I know that there's a team effort working here, to keep this going, because it isn't something that you guys just wake up, the first day of December and go, okay, this, from what I understand, is a year-round type of thing, right?
Absolutely. Motivation is knowing that we're helping support families in need, especially in our own community. That's the biggest motivation. What we're doing year-round now, not just the toy drive, but we're going to get into some summer programs also, where we take care of families that are in need, maybe barbecues, cookouts, senior citizens, having a dinner for them out here, maybe some bingo games. So it's going far beyond this. This has gotten so good now, so big, with the help of so many, especially from the Facebook aspect on Whitman Pride, Whitman Uncensored. Got a lot of families jumping on now that are willing to help us out. So with that help and support, we can go even farther than we're going right now.
I guess I would ask you, and that is, how has this evolved? I'm sure that the first couple of years you might have been lucky to have 4 or 5 tables, and you were kind of wondering how you were going to be able to do this. Would the supply meet the demand, vice versa? How has it changed? Because looking and doing a tour, which we're actually going to do after we get done talking here, is that you have it so well laid out. It's incredible.
Yeah, well, the organization got strong year after year. We started learning what we should do and what we shouldn't do. We started to the point where we had so many toys, and the immediate need was so many, that we decided to do it by age and gender. In other words, we were able to do infants to 1 on the girl side, gender, right on up to the teenagers, and the same with the boys. So you see that as we go along, exactly what we got going here and how we organize this, and especially with the woman's touch. Thank God for them. The women come down, I let them have at it. They know exactly where the tables are and how it should be laid out. So without their help, I probably would have a hard time. But the organizations over the years that have supported us, that's what keeps us going. The money and the support of the monetary support and the toy drive support has just been incredible.
And from what I understand is while what folks may see in a few minutes, they may go, oh my goodness, why would they need any more donations? From what you've explained to me, there's an ebb and a flow to this, that what we may be seeing here now, right, will be given away, and that you'll need to replenish this on a regular basis. And actually, you've got such a good donor base right now and good connections with organizations that you're able to be, when you're low on toys, you can replenish what you have.
Right. We like to, we call it like the evaporation factor. What will happen is I have 37 families right now, and when I go home today, I'm sure there's going to be more phone calls. So with the 37 families, if it could be anywhere from 1 child up to 6, so you may be looking at 100 kids already, just alone, just for today, going into next week. So when they come in and they start picking out the toys that they need here, and they'll pick out, this isn't a one-toy stop. That's what you have to understand. Right. They come in, if there's 3 kids in the family, for instance, they can pick out 2, 3 toys, then we send them down the back, pick out a game or 2. So what you're seeing here today, in retrospect, within a week, will be down to almost nothing, maybe 25% of the table. But as we take out toys from the toy drive, drop-off boxes, it will replenish those tables back to where they are right now. So it goes up, it goes down. It looks great to be able to see the same and say, wow, that's going to take care of a lot of families, which it will. It will. But we have a lot more families that will be coming in right in behind them, so we're going to have to replenish these tables again. That's how big this has gotten.
Where do you, let's say if there is somebody who is watching this right now, they're saying, oh my goodness, I would like to help this out.
Yeah.
Is it more or less you're looking for financial, or are you looking for toys? And if somebody they have gone out and they've purchased toys and they're like, I'd like to donate this.
Right.
Where do you have those drop boxes distributed?
Throughout town, we have them at Marcello's, we have them at Damien's and Hanson, O'Rourke Insurance, Joe and Denise Goldsberry's studio has one. Rockland Trust Bank has one, plus we have an account at Rockland Trust, so if somebody wants to make a monetary donation, they can write out a check to the Whitman Area Toy Drive and bring it up to Rockland Trust there, or they can mail it to my house in the name of the Whitman Area Toy Drive, and I'll deposit it there. Those monies, again, goes to buying toys and gift certificates. And that's the other thing, it's not just toys, we give out gift certificates also. We have food certificates now to Tucci's Market. Our adage is you can't eat a toy, so some of these families need a dinner too. Sure. So we'll give them certificates to Tucci's to go and get what they need. Some families are even involved with the food pantry, and where the food pantry may not be able to supply some of their food, we try to fill in the spots there too. With Walmart, they can go over and get things that we can't supply here, and they may want a sweatshirt, let's say, for a teenager that we don't have over in the clothes table. Well, here's a $25 or $50 gift certificate to Walmart. Go and see if you can find something for them, and they can do their own shopping that way. So it's multifaceted, multifunction. We try to think of every angle possible that we can to make everybody's Christmas a happy one, and try to supply the wish list, if you will. If we can't supply the wish list, then there's something here that they're going to take home and put under the tree.
Yeah, I got to ask, and it's probably simpler for the younger the child, the easier it is for you to get donations. But
Right.
I'm sure that there's an age range that you're like, we can't get enough items to be able to take care of this group, but folks maybe overlook that group.
Absolutely.
What would that range
Well,
be?
that would be from 10 to 14, 15 is where we have a tough time supplying for them. The 0 to 9 for both boys and girls are pretty good. That's what we get from the drop boxes. When we empty those drop boxes, those are the tables that fill up from the 0 to 9 and maybe even 10. What we do with the monetary donations that we get, we go over to Franklin Sporting Goods, and I can show you that shortly if we walk down. And I'll show you how that works, and I'll show you the game table, how that works also. That's where the monetary monies come in, and exactly where we go for those donations, and how we can make a dollar stretch out to $5 or $6 as far as toys are concerned. So, yeah.
I gotta ask you, and it's funny you mentioned that, because that will be part of our conversation later when we are walking, because it isn't necessarily just toys, but you have an array of things. Toys, you have sports for for the boy or girl who are involved with sports. You have clothing, you have board games, stuff like that. Right. I mean, is there anything that you wish you had more of, or do you feel that it comes and goes?
Yeah, it comes and goes. I'd like to have more of the teenage items, obviously, because that's where we lack. I'm not saying we can't take care of them, but it would go a lot farther if we can get somebody to have that mindset that that's where we need our help here in the toy drive is that age group. If they can't find something, again, that's where the money will come in. We will get them gift certificates, or we'll try to get the wish list if they're looking for something in particular, a sporting item or a clothing item. We'll either get it for them or to give them the mom or dad a certificate so they can go out and buy their own item, whatever it is they want. So we try to help them that way.
I'm sure that over time, and while you've had a lot of an outpouring of support from the folks in the community of Whitman and maybe even surrounding communities,
Right.
that there are some organizations, some groups, some businesses that have been extra special and extra helpful in the cause, correct?
Oh, you bet. We have the Mothers Club. I can't say enough about them. And you know, when you think about the Mothers Club, they're a bunch of moms, so they know where it's at, you know,
Sure.
as far as what they need for their children. So they've been our biggest and longest supporter over the years. Thank God for them. The Whitman VFW Men's Auxiliary have jumped on. We've made this sort of a military event, you know, and I didn't even mention that. We take care of military families also, you know, the moms and dads are serving the country, and their grandparents or their brothers and sisters are taking care of those kids, so they need that extra support, so we're there to support them also. The American Legion, both the Sons of the American Legion and American Legion Post have been very good monetary-wise. And there's some plumbing outfits here in town like O'Leary's and there's so many. I'm afraid of missing, you know.
And that's okay. And hopefully, folks will realize that, you know, you're kind of, we're not on a script. It's not anything that's all right now. So it's off the top of the head. So if anybody is forgotten, if you are somebody who might have been overlooked, or if you are somebody who has donated, it's very much appreciated. And I'm sure that goes without saying.
Yeah, it does. I mean, Getchell, Kristen Nelson Ross, for instance, through Reebok, what she does through Reebok as far as sporting goods goes and the clothes, has been phenomenal. They believe in us. They know what we're doing now. So they've been a great support of ours in the community. The fire department union has been a great support. Single individuals give me $200 or $300. Fred Small the other day turned around and said,
School committee man, right?
Real good guy, and Michelle Mann O'Gromlin. I mean, I can keep going on and name names. Again, I know I'm going to forget some, and it's not my intentions. I'm sorry, but I do have you down, you know, in my donor book that we have, and later on when it hits newspapers, we will tell everybody exactly who the donors, who had donated the money or toys, so people know that, because I think they deserve that respect. Okay.
Let's talk about some of the folks that are part of this besides yourself.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a group of folks, and again, it's no intention if you overlook, hopefully you'll remember everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's a lot of key players who, where you don't have to be worried about the only one who goes, oh, well, I got to set this table up, or I got to do that, or I got to organize this, or I got to go drop off a box.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have a group of folks who have been very diligent and are kind of like an extension of you.
Oh, you bet. You know, and it's not me, it's not I, it's about we.
I understand that. Yep.
Okay, and
that's why I said that.
Exactly, and I appreciate that you said that, because I don't want to overlook that. I have partners involved here too, behind the scenes, that are not here today because they're probably out doing something else.
Correct.
Jim McDonald from Essex Street Storage Shed in Nosh Tavern down in Plymouth, he's been with me right from the get-go. Jack Lenosi from Marcello's been with me right from the get-go. He's got a big box up there that fills up once or twice a day. That's a big support up there alone. Jane Ploss just jumped on with me 2-3 years ago after her.
Yeah, she just left a couple of minutes ago before we started shooting.
Yeah, her husband was the former lieutenant from the fire department right here in Whitman, who passed away. Came looking for something to do to keep her mind occupied. She joined up, and she saved her Christmas that year. She's been with us ever since. So I have 4 partners. Now, if you're talking about the community at large, there are a lot more people. Yeah, so those are the main people as far as partners are concerned. But you have other people that come in here every day, day in and day out, that will help set up this table. And I have a list of them. Again, social media, this media here, Facebook, the papers. You know, they get out there, they're out there telling people what we do down here, and people are calling me. What can I do to help? What can I do to help? Donating all kinds of things, coming down, donating time. It goes on and on and on. And that's what makes our job here a lot easier, makes this toy drive run the way it runs. And thank God for the townspeople of Whitman. You know, I can't say enough.
I have to. We'll reiterate this towards the end of the program, but just so folks who are just tuning in, we are here talking with Donnie Westhaver about the Whitman Area Toy Drive, which is in its 13th year of giving back to the community. If folks want to, if there's a way that they want to either get involved with you, if let's say if they know somebody in need, if they know children who are in need, or if they want to make some kind of a monetary donation, how can they either get in touch with you and your group, or if they wanted to, I would think that there's some kind of an account set up at a local banking institution.
Right. Rockland Trust, under the name of the Whitman Area Toy Drive for monetary money, or myself, they can send it to 151 Pine Street. I am listed, I'm Johnny Westover, and I'll make sure that that money gets to the bank. Again, just make it up to Whitman Area Toy Drive, that's our account. They can call Jack Lenosi again from Marcellus. Like I said, my other partner, he's generally around. He's out of town right now doing business. And Jim and Jane. There's quite a few people. If they want to get in touch with me and I don't know how, I am on Facebook. They can friend me. We have the Whitman Area Toy Drive page also on Facebook. That's another way. Yeah.
Okay. Let's do this. We're going to step aside here on the road with WHCA. And when we come back, we're going to take a little bit of a tour and take a look at what these folks have done to not only set everything up so if somebody came in here, it's very easy to know what's what, and you get to see the organization, the skills that they have right here on the road with WHCA. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we're starting somewhat at the back end of all that is collected here, thanks to the folks who have donated. And we were talking a lot about toys, but also you have a lot of donations in regards to clothing as well, correct?
Right. We have sporting clothing down this end here from Reebok, Chris Nelson Roth, like I said.
Hats.
These toys, yep, hats, all kinds of things, sweatshirts. We have even pajamas. And then as you come up this end here, this is just a local donation for people who went to the store and said, I bought this and I'd like to donate it to the toy drive. So we put it on the table. All sizes, from infants right on up to teenagers. So that's a good catch. Plenty of T-shirts, by the way, with some great sayings on it. And as we come up here, this table here is all coloring books. You can get your coloring books here. You can get your
stocking stuffers,
crayons, yeah, that type of thing. You know, so
awesome.
we bring them right over here in case they're looking for that. So they don't have to actually look at a table. We can direct them.
You actually have more than, and I said the key word that you were kind of very, very, on top of, and that is that you also offer. You have stocking stuffers on top of that.
On top of that, also, and that's usually the last thing going out the door that we give to them. You know, we say, by the way, if you have some stocks that you're putting on your mantle, and you want to fill it up, we got things for that too. Yeah, so it doesn't stop there.
Now over here we have a heck of a selection as far as games. Let's take a walk over here. I see all kinds of popular board games, all age appropriate.
Right.
Talk to me about some of the stuff that we see here now. That seems to be the popular stuff.
Yep. The most popular is going to be on this table here, but checkers is always popular. Last year was Duck Dynasty, of course, because of the television program.
Huge.
It was real huge, and we're probably going to get some more this year because we know it's going to go down. I think we had maybe 30 or 40 of these last year, and that's actually what's left from last year. There's only one, so we'll wind up filling that table up. You got checkers here. You got your young, from infants right on up to family-type board games here.
Monopoly.
Monopoly, and even right over here.
Right over here.
Is all your Monopoly tables. When I say all, there's 4 or 5 different Monopoly games out now. It's not like what it was when we were kids, which was one particular game.
One game.
Right. So there's like 5 or 6 different type of Monopolies, and it's geared to. If you look at this, you'll see that this Monopoly is actually geared to a younger sect than it is for somebody that might be a teenager coming into here, and then getting into the adult Monopoly as you get a little bit higher.
Popular Frozen. I know that's I'm sure parents can't get enough stuff Frozen. It's such a popular Disney movie.
Yeah, that's right.
Folks are probably saying, "Oh, that's something that I think that'll keep them busy for."
And we stocked up in this, and I think the great thing about this Frozen one here, rather than just give them one of each, we got a great deal on this where there's actually 3 different types of games in one. So rather than have them take one, they say take the whole 3. So somebody that's really into Frozen, that's where you want to be at. Also Scrabble, always a big thing. Over here, the Sorry games go very well. And Trouble, those are your pop-up games. 4 people can play, very family-oriented. And more Monopoly over here. As you come down here, these neon checkers and chess games is supposed to be a very big popular item this year. I went and got them at Five Below. They said, you wanna stock up on these because that's what they're going to get.
Those are popular?
So we have people out there in the industry that actually tells me what's going to go.
Okay.
So and
that's a big help for you.
It's been a tremendous help. Even these here in Trivial Pursuit, big games.
Star Wars, seeing that Star Wars 7 is coming out.
Big time.
This is going to be huge.
Big time. So
Let's talk sports. You got a whole, we had touched upon it briefly when we were talking earlier.
Right.
A lot of sporting goods items for both boys and girls. Explain.
Well, here, if somebody turned around and said, yeah, well, my daughter is 5 years old, my son's 3, what do you have for sporting goods in that area? Well, we bring them down here. These are like Nerf balls, Nerf bats, so they don't have to worry about hurting themselves. So we think safety, too,
Power
also
blast,
for the child, and things like that. So all the things on this table here are for the younger ones in the sports area. We picked up a bunch of bags yesterday, Bruins, Red Sox, Patriots. So it's supposed to be a big item this year. Kids can put things in there. They can put their
the little
school
backpacks,
books.
little small ones. They're really nice.
Absolutely, they're really nice. The other thing I want to make mention of is we look at special needs kids also, because there's certain things you have to get for special needs that you can't get off those tables down there. And like these balls, for instance, very soft, very pliable, and things like that. There are a lot of things that won't hurt them if they're looking for those type of games. But special needs are so strong now, and the kids are so smart that they can get into other things. So we look at it every facet. Nobody's left out here. Get on up here, obviously the dartboards, that's a great thing. All these games here, you know, when you start looking at that, pinballs. I'd like to move, if you want to see some more
stuff. Sure,
actually
what I'd like to do is let's kind of look at the central, you've got it set up like if this was a department store, it'd be fantastic. Right. I want to give folks a chance to kind of a bird's eye view of the way you got it set up here. Talk to me about what what the thought process was for setting this up as we walk through.
Okay, because we're actually going backwards, like you said, which is probably the best way to show the people what our needs are. This is the teenage area that we're talking about.
Okay.
We try to really load up in the teenagers because we don't have enough for the teenagers. We have plenty for the 0 to maybe 9 or 10. I know I'm repeating myself, but the only reason why I'm doing that is to show you the severity of what we need and where we're hurting. So this here is what we were able to pick up so far, which is pretty good. This is good teenage stuff. And this table the same way. If you look at it, the genders is all left-right. On this side we have all women, girls from the teenagers. On the left side that I just showed you over here is all boys. Popular items, I guess the ladder pillowcases. So we got a bunch of them yesterday.
Really? The bright light pillowcases?
Bright light, yeah.
Very nice.
Arts and crafts, we understand is a big thing this year. So we got an arts and crafts table. If somebody says, my daughter's into arts and crafts, I know exactly where we're going to send them. We're going to send them right down here. This is the table you want to concentrate on.
What about up here? I noticed, the one thing I have noticed that's kind of a theme as we keep moving forward, I see the little frozen stuffed animals. Are those a big item? Is frozen? It's
a huge item. I mean, how cool is it to see something that a kid's going to say, that's exactly what I wanted, you know? Especially something that's popular. TV's a big thing. We look at the top 10, 20 toys that are out there. Yeah, Frozen is by far the biggie this year, and a few other things that
Disney's
mothers
doing
have
very well.
called me and told me about, you know? Speaking of Frozen, let's look at this area here.
Scenes,
more games, more pop-up games. It's geared to a younger and older culture, which is great. I mean, I've had a woman tell me she's 21 years old and even she still likes these, so that made me feel good.
Maybe the collectibles, right?
Could be. And again, pinball machines for women. Everything's pink. It's not always for
girls,
guys.
Right?
We have the lounge things for the kids now on the women over there.
How about up more towards the front of what's some of the more popular things that we're seeing up here for the younger, for the 7 to 9, or for the 5 to 7? What are we seeing?
Legos. Legos is huge.
Are they huge?
It's still huge. Now I guess G.I. Joe is coming out again. So the Legos are coming in. By the way, if anybody's looking to fill these tables up, Legos, we all can use Legos. Bring them on down. We'll take those.
Action figures, I would think. Maybe some of like the Hulk.
Transformers.
Transformers.
Yeah, Transformers is a big one. They're still into the Matchbox and those type of things for the boys.
Yeah, actually, we see up here we have a Track Town. That's it looks like it's a popular thing that you, as you said, kind of a Hot Wheels type of
and we have a lot of Hot Wheels.
A lot of cars.
That we haven't put up because they're singles. So again, the format here, as everybody can see, is
cooking sets. if you're somebody who likes Disney's the Pixar Monsters Inc. or Monsters University and stuff like that.
Yeah, and if they're still into dolls and the Barbies, you look at that area over there.
You actually
can
have
see
a
where all
whole
the
table
dolls
over
are.
there.
They take their pick. We also have some winter sports over here for sleds and some toboggans that the kids can have, especially at the town park. We can go down the hill. Those things would be great. That one was big time last year. Are we having fun yet?
We're always having fun.
I'm having a blast here.
The idea, though, is it's so tremendous. And like I said earlier, you may see this place is entirely full at the moment, but what's going to end up happening is that all this stuff will be donated to folks who are in need, and they'll need to replenish it.
Right.
So that's the kind of the purpose is to say, look how well it looks right now. Here it is, a number of weeks before Christmas. As we get closer to the major holiday, that we're going to see less of these, and that you're going to need that folks are going to need to be aware of this and to continue giving as they have been doing.
You know, to put it in better perspective,
Please do.
What you're looking at right here, right now, we'll go through this probably 3 times. What you see here now will go. It will fill up again like it is right now. It will go again, and probably at least a 3rd time, depending. And I don't know what each year is going to bring, Kevin. I have no idea. I just know that each year has been more and more demand for it, so the supply is going to be kept up with that demand. But we'll go through this at least 3 times, if not 4 times, and what's left over at the end of the year, we put in boxes. We try to get the table set up again, kind of get a little bit of a head start, and go out and do this all over again.
All right, we've got probably less than a minute left.
Yeah.
Folks want to be able to contact you, or if they want to help out monetarily or with a toy, how can they do that?
Okay, you can contact me. You can call my home phone. I have an answering machine there. If I'm not there, please leave an answer. Please leave a message on that machine. It's 781-447-6883. Just ask for Donnie. A woman's voice will be on there. That's my wife, who's no longer with me. She passed away, but I leave it on there. But she loved the toy drive. That's why I did that. So you can leave it right there. Leave the message. I will contact you. Not a problem. Rockland Trust, again, is we have an account, the Whitman Area Toy Drive. You can get us on Facebook under the Whitman Area Toy Drive. You can friend me on Facebook. Just go into Donnie Westhaver, and when I friend, I'm friends with everybody. I'll friend you.
Donnie, thank you so much, you and all the folks who are involved and the folks who have donated. Thank you, and remember, 'tis the season to give. That's another On the Road WHCA, and until next time, have a great day.
Merry Christmas.